Well, hey there, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Molly, if we haven't met before, and I help teachers start their own tutoring side hustle and make an extra $1,000 a month with using skills that they already have. Today, this video is going to be all about virtual online community building. As teachers, we know that community building is the cornerstone of any smooth running classroom. And a lot of teachers are really worried right now how they're going to build their community inside their classroom, online, virtually, over the computer, on Zoom. They're not sure how they're going to do it. The one thing that I think you should definitely keep in mind is that just because you're on a computer does not mean that your relationship building is going to be any less different than it were to be in person. I know you can't physically be there and hug kids and do whatever the normal things you would do in your classroom because you're through a screen, but let me tell you, over the summer I've built relationships with my tutoring clients, and I feel like I know them just as well as if I were seeing them in person. Meeting them virtually, you can get to know them a variety of different ways. It doesn't just have to be the same old games that you've been doing for years now because we find ourselves in a different situation. So I'm going to share with you my top 5 community building tips for your online virtual classroom. Let's get started. My number 1 activity for virtual community building is have a student of the week. Sometimes we call that star of the week. It's up to you what you want to call it, but you can still do this online, I assure you. My advice for you is to contact the parent ahead of time and get some photos and find out, maybe use like a Google survey or something of that nature to collect information about the student, and then every day that week they could share a couple facts about themselves, their favorite food, their favorite movie, their favorite thing to do. Kids and adults alike love to talk about themselves, and especially little kids. So Student Star of the Week is a great way to build community, and it's an easy way to do it little by little. And by that I mean you can have 1 kid a week and spread that out over how many kids that you have, because it will be overwhelming to try to do too many community building things online that first few months anyway, so why not spread it out over half the year at least with your online class. Pick someone at random, keep a list of who you've had, and go from there. And I also recommend using your Student Star of the Week to help you with any teacher helper related tasks. So have them be your helper. Maybe they could pick the brain break or the song that you guys are going to dance to. There's a variety of ways that you can include them and make them feel a part of your classroom community while also showcasing their unique skills and things about them. Moving on, number 2, lunch with the teacher. Now you might be thinking, that's a little strange. How can I eat lunch with my class online? Well, why not? I mean, I could have a sandwich right here and be eating while I was on camera. So why not pick 1 day a week that you're gonna have a small group of kids to come eat lunch with you virtually, and they can talk about anything. This is a great time to build community because kids love to know that their teacher's a real person. I mean, half the time the kids think you sleep at school, so they want to see what you're eating for lunch and hear about your family, and then you can ask them questions about their family and really get to know them. And just keep a list of who you've had lunch with and just rotate that throughout the year. And my advice to do it once a week is just so that you still feel like you have a break too from your computer. Lunch with the teacher is a great way to still build community online. Number 3, have a Kahoot quiz every day or a couple times a week for those first couple weeks or even the first month of school, where you're asking the kids fun questions about themselves. What's your favorite food, favorite color, favorite activity? They love to answer questions about themselves, and if you do it in the quiz format, it will be a little bit less time consuming than if you were to stop and ask each kid on Zoom what their favorite thing is, like you would kind of do in a circle share or something of that nature in the regular classroom. The time frame is a little bit different virtually, and things do take a little bit longer, so that's why the Kahoot quiz is a great way to get them using technology, but also asking them things about their own individual favorite things they're interested in, etc. That works well for any age group. Even in my college class that I teach, college kids love doing that as well. Okay, number 4, have a themed day or a spirit week and spread them out throughout the whole school year. Maybe your class can brainstorm ideas of things that they think would be really fun to dress up as, or favorite storybook character day, favorite sports team. Kids love getting to wear a hat. And I think the perk of teaching online is that their spirit day or their themed week, or whatever you want to call it, won't be as distracting as it potentially could be in person. If it does become distracting, then you just ask them to take their hat off or change their outfit, come back when they're ready. And if it becomes completely inappropriate, then you can always remove them from the class. That's between you and them. However, I will say that a spirit week, spirit day, theme day, kids love that. And why can't you do that online? And if you involve them in the decision-making process, they're gonna love it even more. Okay, my 5th and final tip for building your community with your virtual students is to read a bedtime story once a week to your class. I think this can be done in a variety of ways. You could still use the same Zoom link and invite the class back. Say you're doing it on Tuesday nights at 7. Invite them back on Zoom, read them the story, and they could bring their little siblings with them. They could have their pet or their parents, just some way to kind of connect with them outside of school hours, but in a safe way, because we obviously can't meet up with them like we would at events and school in person. Reading a bedtime story can work for elementary kids, I think, pretty well. If you have upper elementary kids, then you could do a chapter book instead of a picture book. This is also a great idea because it involves parents and lets them know that you really are a caring teacher and that you want to be involved in your students' lives, and that this is just a weird time right now, and so you're doing everything that you can to be the best teacher that you can be. So there you have it. There are 5 ways to build community in your online virtual classroom. Stop overthinking it. Take a deep breath. Tell yourself, I'm a really great teacher. I have really great ideas. I've got this. Start using positive mindset instead of a negative, and you'll be surprised how far you've come already with your virtual learning, virtual teaching, community building, and all of that. If you need more help with teaching online, I would love to be able to help you, so you can always find me on Instagram or send me an email, and I'll put those links in the description box. If you're thinking, hey, I've got this virtual thing and I want to take it to the next level, and you want to start your own tutoring business and make an extra $1,000 a month, well, let's get on that. So click the link in my description box that will take you to my 10-step free, absolutely free guide on how to get started. You can learn from my mistakes. I've outlined for you the easiest way to get started. So I hope that was helpful. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel and look for weekly content. Thanks for watching.